Last Friday night, Western Dubuque knocked off the Decorah Vikings 38-22, previewing this week's game with head coach Pat Trewin. And going back to last week, Coach, you never let the Bobcats get really comfortable really till that fourth quarter. Your kids fought all night, but unfortunately, Western Dubuque, too much for you. Is that a fair synopsis?
Yeah. The guys, they fought hard. We made quite a few plays within the game on both sides of the ball and on special teams. I mean, there were, if you could just look at clips of the game and then there was probably 8 or 10 plays that you'd always want to take back maybe. And, they ended up on the better side of the score. I think we keep improving all the time, but to go out and get victories, you got to go out and take control of the game in one or two phases of it. And then we early on, we just couldn't get any scores. They're a good club. They're a strong club. They're going to be, a force to be reckoned with. They've got a variety of ages, but they've got a lot of senior leaders and we just couldn't quite match up in some spots. We're proud of those efforts and we're just going to keep improving.
As you go about reviewing that game and looking ahead to the final few weeks of the season here, how do you go about selling that, hey, we're still doing some good things, even though the result on the scoreboard didn't go our way?
Well, we have some smart kids. I think they're both a little realistic, but also optimistic too. They keep working hard and they understand we got chances for victories in front of us. And if we can keep doing the things that the coaches ask you to do, we can go out and celebrate a victory. It's hard to say because, Decorah tradition, we're always shooting for state titles and deep postseason runs. And if you can't quite get that, does it get you down too much? Our guys don't seem to be that way. So we're going to go out and look at a chance to celebrate after the victory. That's what we want. And, we look at the film and we've got a shot this week. They're a good team too. I think it's a little bit like that Mason City week where, hey, they've got some good ball players and they've got some talents, but we also think we can match up with them in a lot of spots too.
Looking at the stat sheet from last week, one thing that stood out to me, you mentioned there was going to be a little bit of a size differential between you guys and Western Dubuque, but you're still able to rush the ball for 4.5 yards a rush, which is a pretty good number. How were you able to do that?
Yeah, well, we had mixed it up a little. We added a formation. We tried to create some confusion by attacking one way and then attacking another way and countering off of it. And then the guys got the blocking schemes down. We were able to get some combination blocks and we found a couple of places where we could exploit them. And Coach Riley and Coach Kemple, those guys were the ones on the offensive side to really come up with a few new plays. And then the kids had to execute them. They're still based off our same old concepts, but adding a back to the backfield, getting somebody else's hands on the ball, that was able to open up some space in a few areas. So we think we have some good things that we can work off of, and we hope to use this stuff into the future.
And you face Marion this week. You head down there, and from what I understand, it's a new field you get to play at this week. Is that correct?
Yeah, they'd built some things. I think they still have some things that they hadn't gotten done yet. I don't believe there's a press box, but a new field. And the old stadium was, pretty nostalgic, felt like 1920s when you went there with their stands and their shed locker area. And we've had a lot of great memories on that old field. But we got to try and make a new great memory on their new field.
And this year's edition of the Wolves, what impresses you the most about them?
Well, they've got a couple of really talented kids. They've got a Division I recruit who's a state track champ, and Alex Moda. and they get the ball in his hands in a variety of ways. They hand it to him, or they put him in the quarterback position as a wildcat type back. They also throw it deep to him, and you got to have your eyes on him all the time, or he can really burn you. Then they also have a few other good senior linemen, another senior back. They mix in on offense. They mix in 3 sophomores, and so they're a group that has some talent for sure. And, they're a little like us. They've played a pretty strong schedule and haven't been able to come up with the victories. So, we would hope that we'd be pretty evenly matched. We're going to see what we can do.
All right, Coach. Hopefully you can get back on the winning track. Keep your guys healthy. We wish you best of luck.
Thank you very much, Darren.
Pat Trewin before Decorah and Marion this week.